multi-tenant model means that whenever SAP upgrade or release a patch, it might override some of custom solution built in on top of C4C solution. This is something I can say only 10% correct. Nowadays, these things are also handled automatically.
Yeah, you means the custom things will override by the SAP upgrade, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying that. See what happened. SAP C4C, if I'm talking about the technical part, that works only and only on BO. If you are aware of CRM technical programming, that also works on BO, but that's based on ball programming. But here it's based on BO. So if everything is upgraded in BO, then we have to make changes to our custom solution. Okay, this is something which is referred to. The technical part, you don't have to worry about the functional part. This is handled by the technical consultants. This is the most common concern of customer going on with multi-tenant model, while the cloud push for standardizing customer, we still need the industry specific and company modification. So you don't have to bother about this. These things are handled nowadays. Previously when C4C was introduced, this was a lot of things, but nowadays these things are handled automatically.
Okay, so Dipanshu, are still clients are taking this, working on this public clouds? Do we have clients?
It depends on the client. Yeah, I know a couple of clients who are working on a private cloud because if I'm talking about private cloud, these things are for government organizations. Government organizations, I mean to say they need everything in a private. It's not like that, like you are going for a public cloud and your data might get leaked. It's not like that. There also there's an authentication. If somebody is having access to that authentication, then only they will be able to access your system, else they will not be able to use it.
No,
So
I'm
don't
not
worry about that.
asking about. No, I'm not asking about the data, but I am saying when the some changes happen in the system, it will affect all the systems, right? All the public.
No, that's what I'm saying. Initially, it was there when C4C was introduced. Nowadays, these things are not there. So don't worry about it. It's just like a simple release, like our mobile phone get upgrade. So it's something like that only. Okay. So this is just like landscape. You just have to enter your number which you receive from a system and then crm.ondemand.com. Okay.
One second, just hold on for a minute. We have one
Okay.
SAP C4C which will be configuration. UAT is unit integration test, right?
Yes, I will be explaining. This is something which I will be telling you during our admin related configuration. This is just like an implementation project. Initially, when we are planning for an implementation, we receive a test tenant only, where we have to build up all the configuration related things. Once everything is done, client agree with the same thing, then we request SAP to create a production tenant. It's something like that. Just like a process, like how we have to set up our system. It's for that thing.
Yeah. So initially, SAP will give one test and one production tenant, right?
No. Initially, SAP will give us a test tenant. We will be building up each and everything over there. Once everything is configured, then we will request SAP to give us a production tenant and move all the configurations to our production system. That is known as live system.
So as a package, when we are buying for a C4C system, test and production will be given, right? Only two systems will be given.
Yeah, test and production. Yeah, even we can also request for a new system solution. For a new tenant, if required, we can request for a new tenant also.
Yeah. Okay.
That is something which I will be guiding you when I will be showing you the system. I will be guiding you that part. So this is just like a tenant ID, my dash something like that, and for CRM on demand. Even this is also having some sort of unique ID on backend. That is something I will be showing you when we will be getting the system. And then this is like subscription and tenant. As a customer to implement C4C, they would approach to SAP for licenses and user credential. For this, SAP would grant them space in the central server, and that space is referred to as a tenant. So basically, the meaning and definition of tenant is this. So just like SAP, if we compared C4C and Salesforce, C4C licensing is very cheaper as compared to Salesforce licensing, the user licensing.
Any idea how much they cost? They ask for per user base or something like that?
Per user base. Yeah, it's a per user base and it's very cheap as compared to Salesforce. And then when an organization approaches SAP for a production tenant, SAP would give a test tenant by free of cost. If you need additional test tenant, you need to purchase additionally. This is something which you were asking me, right?
Okay. But what I heard is tenant means we are not the owner of the cloud system. We are just a tenant because SAP is going to take care everything, backend and everything, data storage. So we are not the owner. That's why we are called a tenant. I never heard this about the space service and space is referred to
subscription. Subscription is something you are paying for something. So what you can do is, I will suggest you just try to Google it out. What is cloud computing? I hope you are not aware of that. If you go with AWS or Azure, just a basic introduction regarding cloud computing, you will get to know. Because like subscription means we are paying them to maintain our data, right? Because they are having data centers, we are buying something on rent. So that's why it's known as tenant.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same thing. The terminology, the writing format is somehow different, but yes, the definition which you're saying is same. It's just like the same thing.
Okay.
So now, I mean, this is like type of tenant, public tenant, private tenant is something which are already aware of. And then I can say this is integration. How we can integration our CRM and C4C system. On-premise system, we are having PI, C4C, CRM, HCI, PI. I mean, this is like both we can replicate, and then C4C, HCI, ERP. So this is like how we can replicate our system. Initially, when we are working on an implementation project, the major thing which we have to take care is our master data replicate. Master data, I can say it can be organization, it can be a customer, it can be a product. These are the master data, because without these things, we will not be able to create a service request or sales related activity. We will not be able to do it without a customer and a product. So I mean,
One more
this is
thing
something
I
which I
want
will
to
be explaining.
understand, in which scenario we use the HCI, in which scenario we use the PI.
Nowadays, see, HCI, I can say it's a CPI only. HANA Cloud Integration, Cloud Platform Integration. These are same thing now. Okay. And PI is like an older version. If any company is already working on PI, so they will go with the PI approach, because CPI is bit costlier as, I mean, it's very expensive as compared to PI. And working knowledge on CPI, consultants which are working on CPI, that is also expensive as compared to PI. And the speed of CPI is faster as compared to PI, because PI is traditional version of system. This is just like how the things are set up in system in a cloud network and on-premise system, SAP Cloud Managed Services, cloud for customer tenant P, and this is like cloud integration. This is like a middleware, how the things are done. There's single sign-on layer also, proxy, reverse proxy. So it's something which, when I will be sharing with this PPT, so you can have a look at this.
Okay.
Okay, this is just like an overview, like how the things are working. But yes, when you will be actually working on it, then only you will be able to understand these things. And then this is like how the things are, how the application takes place. Initially, it's A, that is ECC, B, CRM on premise, then sales on sales cloud. And this is like from ECC, we can send our order and quotations. Here, from here, we can send our customer master and contact person. This is like how our application basically works, how the things are working.
So master data is creating on ECC, it's replicating to CRM. That's what I can see. No.
It's just a business scenario. Can also replicate our data from ECC to Sales Cloud or from CRM to Sales Cloud. It depends. We're having a couple of packages in CPI or PI. It's just like an example. Like this is just like a business example of any other solution they are working. Even they are referring reporting is working on BW. We can do reporting on this Sales Cloud also.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's not a
yeah.
mature.
That's so important. Also, important topic of interview, right?
Yeah, that's an important topic, but yes, it's not much mature too. So that's the reason SAP is introducing SAC, that is known as SAC, SAP Analytics Cloud, because like this is something which is not a good tool of C4C. I mean, if someone is implementing a project, I mean, everything is implemented fine, then only this analytics report is going to work fine, as there will be lots of flaws in the reporting part of Sales Cloud. It's not a mature tool.
Yeah, there also, I mean, SAC is getting data from C4C only, right?
Yeah, it's getting a data from C4C. So
O
BW
data
for HANA,
from O data.
yeah, from more data. Even from more data, we can fetch our records from third-party system also. And then this is Sales Cloud. So I mean, this is just the things which I will be discussing these things with you later on, like what will be there in Sales Cloud, what will be there in Service Cloud, what will be there in cloud engagement and solution capabilities. So before that, I mean, if you are having a tenant handy, that will be very helpful, because I will be showing you the things over there.
Yeah, that I will confirm you.